So very active in the chat box. I'm starting the session. Let me know that why do we actually need to lose weight? Whenever in positive psychology we talk about accepting ourselves as we are and not to judge ourselves, and we should always practice self love. Why do we need to lose weight? Some valid reasons to lose weight. Good evening. What are some valid reasons to lose weight? Can everyone hear my voice? If yes, type yes. Welcome, Saundarya. Yes, Tanvi can hear. So try to put your volume high. Good evening, Neelam. Dr. Neelam, welcome. So why do we need to lose weight? If we have to accept ourselves as we are, and there should be self love, and we have to have acceptance about how we look and what we are, about all our flaws. So one of the flaws could be our appearance. So why do we need to lose weight? First of all, avoid health issues. Very nice, Tanvi. Okay, so one reason to actually lose weight is to avoid health issues so that we do not get high BP, cholesterol, diabetes, lifestyle diseases. If we are healthy, then we would be able to enjoy our life to the fullest. Okay, to be healthy. Very nice, Dr. Neelam. Okay. Okay, so if we were to compare ourselves with a car, okay, a car works on fuel, and yes, to be mentally and physically fit. A car works on fuel, and so the human body works on fuel, which is called as nutrition. Okay, so particularly there are different classes of nutrients which we have studied in our schools also, which is like proteins, that is macronutrients, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, and there are micronutrients, that is vitamins and minerals. Okay, now what is the primary source of our body? Okay, to avoid health issues. Very nice, Lakshmi. Why do we want to lose weight, and what is the primary source of our body as fuel? If our body is like an engine or a car, what is the source of fuel? To be able to wear all types of clothes. Very nice, Swati has given a very nice input, so that we can carry off ourselves very nicely. We can wear the clothes of our choice, which are trending, which are in fashion, and okay, and we would be able to spend life as it goes and enjoy the luxuries. Okay, very nice. What is the primary source of fuel of the body? Energy. Yes. What is that source of energy? Okay, that energy comes from what? From what does that energy come from? Food. Okay, very nice, Dr. Neelam. Okay, now food to move easily. Very nice, Lakshmi. Breath. Okay, breath, the prana. Okay, prana is also one more source of energy. Okay, even to make that prana function, we need to put another source of energy, which is called food. Okay, now again, I spoke to you about classes of nutrition of foods. Usually when we have a platter of food, maybe we are having a sandwich, or maybe we are having dal and roti, or maybe we are having biryani, or maybe we are having pizza. Okay, the entire food is a combination. Someone can help Dhanya do some settings. Please help her. Okay, the entire class of foods contains different kinds of nutrition. Even when you have bread, sandwich, what a certain meal, there is cheese. Okay, there are salads inside the bread. Okay, then there is the bread itself. Okay, there is a chutney maybe. There is a piece of slice. Okay, then you maybe heat it. Okay, so there are different kinds of foods in the certain kinds of foods, and there are different sources of fuel in that food. Okay, now let me know what is your favorite dish? Any one of you, what is your favorite dish? What you could eat at any time, okay, without feeling guilty? Your favorite food? Pani puri. Wow. So everyone is missing pani puri in lockdown because uh, rice in any form. Because very nice, Neelam. Because there is no pani puri vendor who is there, and maybe if the pani puri vendor starts washing his or her hands, we would maybe not like the taste of pani puri. Okay, so whenever we eat food, okay, the primary source of fuel of the body is carbohydrates. Tanvi, try to on your video. Lakshmi, try to on your video. Swati, Saundarya, Harshada. Okay, I would be very happy if you have your videos on. Okay, okay. So the primary source of energy of the body is carbohydrate. Give me some examples of carbohydrate very quickly. What is carbohydrate? What is carbohydrate? Neelam had given an example of rice, which is a carbohydrate. Okay. Now, carbohydrate is a complex form of glucose. Our brain functions on glucose, and whenever it has a certain type of food, it will first convert that food into glycogen and then glucose. Okay, first is glycogen, second is glucose. Whenever we have that powder of glucon D, someone is fainting, someone is falling down, someone is having migraine, or someone is not able to withstand heat or pressure. Okay, we give that person a bottle of glucose. Why? That is instant energy. Glucose is called instant energy because the brain is going foggy. The brain requires energy at that time. We are not giving him a pizza to eat. We are not giving that person rice or dal to eat. We are not giving that person sandwich to eat when the person is fainting down. We are giving that person glucose because he needs instant energy. Okay, now our body is a machine, okay, which changes the fuel type inside itself. Okay, when we give it carbohydrate, that is maybe rice or roti or pasta, it will break down that into glycogen and then glucose. Okay, and that glucose is going to help us do any other task. We are actually living on glucose. Okay, so the primary fuel of your body is glucose. Second is proteins. Okay, one is the fuel. Okay, for the car you require a certain fuel. If you are following, type yes, no, questions, okay, so that I can understand that I need to proceed. Okay, if your body is actually working on a fuel which is called glucose, okay, like a car is working on a particular fuel which is maybe CNG or petrol. Okay, now there is another thing which is called protein. Okay, what is protein? Whenever this car breaks down, okay, whenever this car breaks down, it requires repairing. Okay, where you have to repair the body, repair the tissues of the body, repair the muscles, then you use protein. Okay, now third is fats. Okay, what is fat? Fat is needed for the healthy functions of the body. It is like the engine oil. Okay, fat is equal to oil. Okay, that is like the engine oil of your body. Usually what happens is that people, when they want to lose weight, they will cut down completely on their fats. Okay, or they will cut down completely on their carbohydrates. Okay, or they will only maybe start consuming protein. Now the primary source is glucose, and that is why you require carbohydrates. And then protein is required to build muscle mass and repair muscle mass. Repair your tissues. Okay, even your brain health. Okay, your hair, your follicles, everything. And then you require the engine oil, which is your fats, for the healthy functioning of the engine. Okay, your endocrine system. Okay, now there are another set of nutrients which is called multi vitamins and minerals. Okay, so these multivitamins and minerals are like the carriers of nutrients. Okay, it's like transporting these nutrients to where these nutrients are required. Okay, are you understanding? Yes, no, follow. Okay, I am unable to see the videos. Try to on your videos. Yes, no, yes. Any questions till now? Any questions till now? Neelam, any questions? Dhanya, any questions? Swati, Lakshmi, Saundarya, Harshada, any questions till now? We are going to keep it very precise. Okay. Okay. Now, what happens is that, okay, there are certain reasons that we gain weight. Okay. First is poor diet. What is poor diet? Means you are eating food, you are not hungry, you are eating food, but you are unable to get the essential nutrients in your body. Okay, second is you skip meals. Some people, they skip their breakfast, skip their lunch, or some people tell them, yes, poor diet includes junk food. Yes, very nice. Junk food is imbalanced food, does not have a balance of nutrients. Okay. Now, skipping meals is that whenever someone tells you you want to lose weight and he or she tells you, oh, don't eat dinner, okay, or don't eat your lunch, or maybe skip your breakfast, or do intermittent fasting, or do keto dieting. Okay. There are many kinds of diets. Okay. But certain types of diets are suitable for particular people and for a particular purpose and for a particular period of time only. You can't use these kinds of diet all your life. Okay. Third reason of weight gain is having sugary meals, sugary soft drinks, having a lot of sweets. Then is poor sleep. Because of your poor sleep, because you actually lose your, you burn your fat tissues, okay, when you are actually asleep. Then snacking means when you have your breakfast, lunch and dinner, in between whenever you feel hungry you eat something. It is okay to eat something, but what you eat is what matters. Okay, next is intake of alcohol. And then having a sedentary lifestyle. Okay, like I'm sitting right now and I'm having a webinar with you. Suppose I have webinars from morning till evening and I'm not getting up from my chair, that is called a sedentary lifestyle. I don't walk, I don't go down, I don't exercise, I don't move in my house. Okay. Now there are certain psychosocial reasons also for weight gain. Okay, number one reason is depression. Okay, and certain even medicines of depression and anxiety, they also cause weight gain. Okay, next is binge eating. Whenever you are frustrated, whenever you are emotional, when you are low in life, you start eating. Okay, just to feel good. You are bored and you want to eat. Okay, and then social events, you go to a certain marriage function, you want to eat. Okay, these are certain reasons of weight gain. There are some other reasons also, that is called genetics. Suppose your mother, father, someone in your family are mostly obese or have this tendency to gain weight or fat or hold fat, then you are also at a high risk of the same way if you don't have a proper lifestyle. Okay, any questions till now? Any questions till now? Okay, there are certain very big drawbacks of having, yes, gaining weight. That is, first is psychological burden. Why? Because when you gain weight, you look into the mirror, you have less confidence, low self esteem, and then maybe you lack self love. Okay, how many hours of sleep is necessary for a healthy life? Okay, Dr. Neelam, around for an adult, so it depends from the age group. If it is someone who is under the age of 15 years, okay, is a teenage or is a child, they tend to sleep and they require sleep because they are growing that time around 9 to 10 hours of sleep. That is what kids require actually. Okay, now when the person is in the adult, anything between 6 to 8 hours of sound sleep. Okay, that should be sound sleep, undisturbed sleep. Okay, and for again for people who are in the old age. Okay, because again they get lethargic very soon, their diet is not balanced, they have less poor physical activities. Anything between 9 to 10 hours is what old age people need to sleep, in order that that metabolism is going on nicely. Okay, first is the psychological problem of weight gain. Second is having arthritis, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, issues of your, yeah, issues of your bones, because your bones can carry only a certain amount of weight, okay, of your muscle mass and your fat. If you increase that weight, it is going to come as a burden on your bones. Okay, next is there is an increase in the level of cholesterol. Okay, increase in the level of your visceral fat, subcutaneous fat. Okay, the fat which is under your skin and the fat which is near to your organs. Okay, that is the more dangerous fat. Okay, next is having diabetes. Okay, heart diseases, cancer, stroke. Okay, a lot of problems are there because of weight gain. That is why we need to lose weight. Okay, now coming to how to lose weight. Okay, some benefits of losing weight are, you will have more energy to do what you want to do with respect to your career, relationship, any aspect of your life. Even enjoying life, luxuries, going to places, traveling, you will be able to do more. Next is one, as one of you said, can fit into different types of clothes. Very nice. Okay, can be more with the family. Okay, if you have less health issues, you will feel better on most of the time. Okay, you will feel healthier. Okay, you will sleep better. Okay, you will have more mobility. Okay, now what is difference between weight loss and fat loss? Very quickly, now I want all of you to be active in the chat box. Neelam, Dhanya, Tanvi, Lakshmi, Saundarya, Swati, Harshada, active in the chat box, as well as videos on. What is difference between weight loss and fat loss? Now we are talking about fat loss in today's session. What is weight loss? What is fat loss? And which is better? What is weight loss? What is fat loss is better? Okay. Dhanya. Okay, Neelam asked that what is the right time to go to bed. Okay, now actually this depends on your routine. Okay, there are some people who are working in a call center, maybe in a night shift. Okay, then the right time for them to go to bed is actually immediately after they complete their work. But suppose you are doing a daytime job, okay, and you are waking up anything between morning 6 and 8 a.m. Okay, the ideal time I would say for to sleep would be anything between 9 to 11. Okay, 9 is very early for most of you because everyone is watching TV nowadays, and then you have dinner late. But anything between 9 to 11 will be the sweet spot, okay, to sleep. But I would suggest what I usually follow. There is something around 10, 10, 15, 10:30. That is what I follow. And wake up time should be anything between 5 to 8 a.m., not late. Okay, the earlier you wake up, the more time you get for your entire day, your work, and also to meditate, then do your early task early, then the other world feel more confident. Okay, now what is weight loss? Okay, everyone pay attention, videos on please. Okay, just on your videos if by any reason it's not on. Okay, weight loss is a loss in your weight. Suppose you are 60 kgs and you have weight loss and now you are 55 kgs, it is a loss of weight by crash dieting. Crash dieting and improper training. What is crash dieting? Means suddenly giving up on carbohydrates, suddenly giving up on fats. Okay, suddenly stopping having your dinner. Okay, suddenly just quitting all the sugar you used to have. Because why? You will again start having the sugar even in the double intake when you have more cravings. Okay, now suddenly living on the salt. Okay, then what is improper training? Some people start walking every day like 4 to 5 hours a day, morning 1 hour, evening 1 hour. Suddenly, okay, they never had this training routine, and suddenly because someone said walk 2 times a day you will lose weight, and then they start walking. For the body to adapt to a certain lifestyle, even the diet and the exercise part, it needs time. Okay, you cannot actually bombard your body with all a new routine, okay, suddenly when you wake up, and then it will not adapt to it very soon. Chances are that you will have a relapse of your weight gain. Okay, now what is weight loss? But it is opposite in my case. What is opposite in your case? Neelam, what is opposite in your case? I'm coming to it, Dhanya. Okay, see, again, it depends on how early to bed, early to rise. Okay, so you are not falling early to bed, early to rise, and yet you are productive. That is what you have to say. Okay, that is your body clock. Maybe your body clock is adjusted to a particular time of sleeping and waking up. But ideally, I have seen myself performing the most effectively when I am following going to bed early and rising up early. That is where I actually accomplish a lot of my task. Now, what is weight loss? Weight loss is actually losing your muscle mass, okay, or losing your fat, or losing your water weight, and or losing all of these three. Okay, now what happens is that when you have degraded fitness level, second is you will have decreased strength and stamina, then you will have poor performance. Okay, yes, when you have yes, when you will have early aging. Okay, when you will have reduced immunity and sagging skin. You must have seen a lot of people who are thin but their skin is actually sagging, or their skin does not have glow, they do not have the tightness in the skin. Okay, or maybe they are of a particular shape, maybe a pear size shape or maybe an apple size shape, but they look like they are thin, or maybe they will be having thin hands or thin arms or thin legs. Okay, but they will have a belly on their stomach. Okay, usually they will appear thin, but still when you weigh them they will be more than their weight. This is called weight loss. Okay, weight loss can be achieved very easily. Okay, today you start weight loss and in a week you will lose weight. But that is an unhealthy way of losing weight, because you are also losing your muscle mass. If you lose your muscle mass, you are going to lower down your metabolism. If you lose your water weight, you will get it back when you start having water and when you start having carbohydrates. Now, what is fat loss? We are talking about fat loss right now. Fat loss means whatever fat is stored in your body. It could be in your arms, it could be in your hips, it could be in your thighs, it could be in your stomach, it could be in your chin. the fat which is stored in your body, you want to use just that fat for your energy purposes. You have to target that fat. Now in this case, nothing you see in the TV is going to work. You see a lot of things on the TV, maybe a weight loss sauna belt, or maybe a capsule, or maybe a vibrating belt, or maybe a certain lotion which you apply on your skin and it is going to lose weight. No, these are not going to work, because they are going to target weight loss. Because of weight loss and sweating, you are going to feel that you have lost weight, but that is your water weight. Now what is fat loss? Okay, fat loss is done through proper training, rest, sleep, okay, nutrition. First is proper training, second is nutrition, rest and sleep. Okay, what is the benefit of fat loss? Is you will have improved fitness level. Okay, you will be able to run faster, you will be able to climb things, climb stairs, you will be able to pick up heavy objects. Second is you will have high strength and stamina and performance, okay, in various areas of life. You will have delayed aging, you will look younger than your age, you will be less at a risk of chronic diseases than diabetes, and your skin quality will improve. Who wants weight loss? Who wants fat loss? Do you want weight loss or fat loss? Fat loss. Okay, tell me some common mistakes which people make with respect to weight loss. Any specific mistake which you think that you tried to have a fat loss or weight loss thing, and but you could not achieve? Any particular mistake which you committed in your fat loss or weight loss journey which did not help you? Running. Okay. Okay, I want to ask Bhavendra, did running help you lose weight? When you look into the mirror, that is your exact picture, because people usually nowadays they want to calculate their BMI, BMR. Okay, they want to see what is their fat percentage. Okay, workout. They want to see their fat percentage. They want to see how much percentage of fat they will be. But I would suggest, when you look into the mirror, when you have a shower in the morning, come out and look into the mirror. You will know where are the flaws in your body. Is your shoulders need more attention, or maybe your abdomen needs more attention, or maybe it's on your thighs. Okay, your the mirror will tell you where you have put on fat. Okay, Bhavendra, I want to ask you, what was your experience after running? When you looked into the mirror, what changes did you see? Was it a favorable change with respect to aesthetics? Okay, weight loss was there. Okay, did you find any of these issues where you felt like your hands are getting thinner, or your arms are getting thinner, or maybe the skin is slightly flabby, or it's slightly yeah. Okay, Bhavendra has seen very nice results from fitness. Okay, very nice. One more person pointed out at workout. Okay, did the workout work for you or not? What was that workout? Okay, I want to ask you, is spot reduction of weight possible? Usually, exercise. Usually, a lot of people say that you can spot reduce. There are certain pills, or there are certain exercises. They say take a ab roller and start doing your abdominal exercises, or do crunches, or do whatever. Do you think that spot reduction of weight will work? Do you believe in this thing? Does spot reduction work? Bhavendra says yes. Okay, I beg to differ here because of the science of nutrition which I have studied. Okay, usually dance and aerobic are very nice examples of workout. Usually, whenever you have spot reduction means that removing your fat from a particular area of your body. Okay, whenever you have a particular sauna belt, or maybe a certain exercises, and you sweat out, that is the water weight which you lose, and then you feel your stomach was bloated. It could be bloated because of gas or maybe water weight, and then you feel that it is slightly flatter. Your body does not work in this way. Your body recognizes all the fat of your body as one. Okay, there is certain kind of tissue which is called fat tissue, and second is free fatty acid. Okay, pay attention. First is fat tissue, second is free fatty acid. Whenever you consume a certain food, first is maybe you consume ice cream. Now what are the components of ice cream? One is milk. Okay, now what is milk? Milk is calcium inside milk, then there is protein inside milk, then there is dairy fat inside milk. Okay, Then what is there inside ice cream? There is sugar. Okay, now you are having a meal which is an ice cream. The protein in the ice cream will help you with your muscle repairing and tearing and repairing it. Okay, now you have fat from the milk. What will it go? It will go into your fat reserves. Okay, fat reserve, because usually when you have ice cream, there are two kinds of fat. One is saturated fat, unsaturated fat. Unsaturated fat is called as a good fat, saturated is called as a bad fat. And usually when you have unsaturated fat, it is going to help in your endocrine system, your functioning, your hormones of your body. When you have ice cream, you are having saturated fat. It will go into your fat tissue reserves. Okay, when you have sugar from the ice cream, it will first go into your it will convert into glucose, then it will convert into glycogen. Okay, glycogen, then glucose, and then you have to use this energy. Maybe you run after that. Maybe after having an ice cream you run, then you will burn off that sugar. But suppose if you have an ice cream, you lay down on the bed, you do nothing, then that sugar will then insulin will do its work. Insulin will carry that sugar to your fat tissue and reserve it as that fat reserve. So now you have two fatty things. One is the fat from the milk, second is the fat from converted fat from the sugar. So that is why people say that ice cream is going to make you fat. Okay, now what happens is that, suppose you want to remove fat completely from your routine, it should be the unsaturated fat. When you see the food labels, whenever you buy food labels, when you see saturated fat, you have to cut down on that kind of fat, not the unsaturated fat. Okay, give me some examples of healthy fat. One example of healthy fat which will actually make you healthier, make you glow, make your body functions much better. It's there in the Indian diet already. Ghee, very nice, Saundarya. Ghee is an example, excellent example of, yes, butter also in some way, even coconut oil. Okay, yes. So these kinds of fats are a mix. Some fats are a mixture of saturated and unsaturated fat. Suppose you have paneer is having saturated fat also and unsaturated fat also. Okay, so that is why some people say if you are losing weight, don't have a lot of paneer. Okay, now when you have non-veg, suppose you have chicken, if you are consuming chicken as whole, so it will have more of unsaturated fat. But if you are consuming just chicken breast, it will not have fat, or it will have only unsaturated fat. Okay, now there are some dangerous effects of sugar. Okay, sugar is the number one cause of weight gain, number one cause, because usually we have sugar every now and then. We don't understand how our body functions. Our body is not meant to utilize sugar, because we are not people who are hunting. We are not going in the jungle. We are not hunting animals. We are not doing tedious work. We are just sitting on our sofa or our bed or doing very simple kinds of jobs. Because of this, actually glucose is never utilized in our body in the form of sugar, and usually we tend to save all of this as fat. So you have to keep your levels of fat through sugars always low. Anyone can give me insight about artificial sweeteners? Many people, they don't have sweet, but they have sugar free gold, sugar free delight. They want to make some sweets in their house, but they use sugar free. What are your inputs about sugar free? Can you have sugar free other than sugar? Okay. Okay, now we are talking about artificial sweeteners. Okay, artificial sweeteners are those which you find in certain items. Maybe you see a certain pack of biscuit and there it is written sugar free, or you have a particular ice cream where it is written sugar free, or you have a particular sugar free gold which you use in your coffee or milk. Okay, now these are made up of chemicals. Okay, now there is an herbal alternative which is called stevia. Okay, which also has certain side effects, but it has less side effects than the chemical sugars. Chemical sugars are aspartame, then saccharin, sucralose. Whenever you see all these words in your nutrition labels, you have to be very it's a warning sign that you should not consume these items. Instead, go for different kind of sugar. Maybe you can go for stevia, maybe you can go for honey in very limited quantities, or maybe you could go for jaggery. Why? because jaggery is also having a lot of nutrients, and it is also having fiber, okay, but not in very huge quantities. Artificial sweeteners can cause you problems in your liver, can cause you bloating, diarrhea, can cause you migraines. It could also cause you toxicity in your kidneys, lung problems, hypothyroidism. Okay, now there are certain foods which act as a detox in your life. Can you help me with certain foods which can help you detox your body? Lakshmi, Neelam, Dhanya, Bhavendra, Swati, Tanvi, Saundarya, and Harshada, videos on, please. Any specific foods which are detoxing in nature, which will detoxify your body. Suppose you are having a very bad diet from a very long time and you want to first detoxify your body and start a balanced diet. Any particular foods? Cucumber, yes, very nice, Dhanya, because cucumber is having high water content, high fiber content. What is fiber? Someone tell me what is fiber. Usually people say that have, thank you Bhavendra, plenty of water. Sometimes people say have foods which are watermelon, very nice Bhavendra. Some people say have foods which are very high in fiber. It is going to help you detox. It is help to going to help you in weight loss. What is fiber? What is fiber? Helps you digest fiber. We can get in green veg. Okay, fiber. So fiber is actually a type of roughage. Very nice, Tanvi. Tanvi has given a scientific word, roughage. So fiber is an actually undigestible carbohydrate which actually helps you collect your food and pass it through the intestine so that you can clear your bowels every day. That is what is fiber. Usually people who have constipation every day are the people who have consumed more of maida, white flour, white rice without any fiber. They consume more of biscuits and white bread. Yes. So because of these foods, the foods are not moving properly in your stomach, and then you get constipation. If you want to avoid constipation, every day you should have some meals which is having fiber inside, which is called whole grains. Okay, like if you have roti, if you have brown rice, okay, if you are having brown pasta, okay, if you are having different kinds of bhakris, maybe ragi, jawar, okay, it is having a lot of fiber. Okay, so whenever, maybe there is one more example of fiber that is called psyllium husk. If you have that, which is called isabgol, that is also called fiber. So that will help you actually detoxify your body, clean your body once for all. Yes, banana is also very high in fiber. Okay, it is also high in magnesium. It is also high in calcium. Yeah, banana is, because banana is actually also a very good laxative, natural laxative. Millets. Yes, very nice. Millets are also, but millets in Hindi they are called bajra, as far as I know. Okay, should you? There are certain people who follow juice diets. That I will just follow juice diets. I will have certain juices every day. Throughout the day, there is a certain trend of people to follow GM diet, General Motors diet. When one day they will have just milk, one day there is fruits, one day there is particular thing. Do you think such kind of diet is going to help you with fat loss or weight loss, or is it actually advisable? Tanvi, what do you say? And also let me know someone what is keto diet. Not advisable. Very nice, Tanvi. It is not advisable. Anyone about keto diet? What is keto diet? How does keto diet work? There are so many diets which people follow. And if the Zoom meeting gets over, we are going to join up again. And we are going to wind up in another 15 minutes. So do join up again. We are going to wind up in another 15 minutes after rejoining by clicking on the same link. One second. Okay, what is keto diet? Does anyone know about keto diet or ketogenic diet? Tanvi, you might be knowing. I think Tanvi has a keen interest. Low, no, it's not low fat diet. Okay. To reduce consumption of carbs during keto. Okay. Now, ketogenic diet is a certain diet where you will take low carb, high fat diet. Very nice, Dhanya. Okay. Ketogenic diet is a diet which is low in carbs, very, very low in carbs. It's like negligible carbs, just 5 to 10 grams, or maximum is 25 grams from your energy. So, ketogenic diet is a particular diet when you change your body's original fuel. Your original fuel of your body is carbohydrate, glycogen, glucose, and then you change your fuel from carbohydrate and glucose to fats. Okay, and in a ketogenic diet, your carbohydrates are negligible, and you are having more of fats in your diet, and you are also having an equal amount of protein because you also require protein for your bodily functions and to repair your muscle mass. Okay, what happens is that your body goes into a particular state which is called ketosis. It releases ketones. Okay, and because of that your body starts to use the fat as fat reserves as the fuel, and it starts burning your fat day in and day out, even at a resting period. Now this diet is very useful for some people, not useful for people who have very high sugar cravings. Suppose you are a person which is highly dependent on sugar and you directly go into ketogenic diet, there are chances that your sugar might drop to around 60 or 70 also, which is very harmful to you. For people who do not have sugar cravings at all, who are okay with eating spicy food, bland food, normal food, for them if they try ketogenic diet, maybe for a month, that is okay. Now one more problem from ketogenic diet is that it is very low in fiber. We spoke about fiber right now. Everyone, your videos on Darshpreet, video on Dhanya, Tanvi, Swati. Okay, ketogenic diet is very welcome Neelam. Neelam, your video on ketogenic diet is very low in fiber. Now, fiber is the roughage which is helping you clear your bowels. There are a lot of people, even there are a lot of bodybuilders and people who are athletes. They follow ketogenic diet and they face severe constipation, and there have been chances of colorectal cancers also because of continuous constipation. They also might have experienced piles, problem of piles. But if you are having a ketogenic diet, make sure you have a lot of fiber, you have a lot of vegetables, you have psyllium husk, you have some laxative, so that you do not face such situation. What are some other diets which you have heard about? What are some other diets which you have heard about which work, or you have tried any kind of diet? One is ketogenic diet. One more kind of diet is low carbohydrate diet, where you have enough protein, you have less fats, and then you have very low amounts of carbohydrate. Any kind of diet which you have followed. Darshpreet, Tanvi, Dhanya, Swati, Neelam, also your videos on, please. Any kind of diets, particular diets you have followed or you know about, which you would like to share. Dikshit diet. Rajiv, you mean about eating? Okay. Rajiv Dikshit diet. You're talking about Rajiv Dikshit diet, right? Maybe. Okay. So this kind of diet has been actually followed a lot of time abroad. by people, they call it intermittent fasting. Okay, you have heard about fasting. People usually fast every day because they feel it is going to detox their body, it is going to actually help their immune system in some way. Intermittent fasting says that you will eat your meals in the 8-hour window. In 8 hours, from 24 hours you are going to eat, and 18 hours you are going to fast. You are not going to eat anything, and that is going to put you into a fat burning zone. That is called intermittent fasting, or how the person has claimed to about the Dikshit diet. Yes. Any other diet which you have followed? Tanvi, Darshpreet, your video on, Tanvi video on, and Swati, any particular diets which you have followed? And also ask me questions. We are going to wind up in another 15 minutes, so I'm open to taking questions about diet, nutrition, questions about what to eat, what not to eat, eating what will do what. Okay, I'm okay to taking questions right now. Tanvi, Neelam, Darshpreet, and Swati, questions please about nutrition and diet. Neelam, any questions? Tanvi, any questions? Because I would appreciate if there are questions so that other people can also. Okay, I missed the question. Let me check the question. What is best way to lose fat? Swati. Okay. So reduce our belly fat. Okay, I'm coming to Neelam. Secondly, first I'm going to answer Swati. Okay. Okay, Swati, the best way to lose your fat. First of all, I'll say the best diet is a balanced diet. Balanced diet means it should have carbohydrate. First of all, second is it should have protein for sure. Okay, Indian vegetarian diets. Okay, because I am vegetarian and I know this. Indian vegetarian diets are very low in proteins. What sources of protein do you have in vegetables? One is milk. Okay, second is maybe if you are an vegetarian, you can have egg. Second is third is paneer. Okay, other than that, there are very low sources of protein. Protein is very much important to maintain your muscle mass. Muscle mass is important because it raises your metabolism. Okay, now carbohydrates is the highest form of protein in the Indian vegetarian diet, because you will have rice, roti, chapati, you will have biryani, or you will have certain vegetables which are vitamins and minerals, and again carbohydrates. Suppose if you want to have a balanced diet, you should include meats, you should include eggs. If you want, you can include certain amount of seeds. There are certain superfoods which are sunflower seeds, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, sesame seeds. These kinds of seeds. Also, you can use nuts. What are nuts? Almonds, cashew nuts. Okay, pistas. Okay, these are very high in vitamins, minerals, fibers. Okay, and also high in protein content. That is going to balance out a diet in a vegetarian plan. Okay, now if you want to lose weight, make sure that you are not skipping meals. Okay, you are having small meals. Okay, every 3 hours or 4 hours. Maybe if you have your breakfast at 10 a.m., then you eat something around 12:30, maybe a small snack or small fruit. Then you have your dinner around 2:30. Then around 4:30 have something. Now that something will not be biscuits or chivda or chips or maybe some namkeen, no, or maybe a lot of sugar added in your tea. It has to be something which is healthy. There is something called as glycemic index. What is glycemic index? Anyone? Tanvi, Neelam, Darshpreet, or Swati, what is glycemic index? We are going to end soon. What is glycemic index? Have you heard about glycemic index about food? Okay, glycemic index is the parameter which tells you that whether this food is going to be absorbed in your bloodstream, or is it going to increase your insulin in your body. Okay, what is insulin? Insulin is a hormone which helps you control your blood sugar. Why? Because people who have problems with diabetes, they don't have insulin release, they have to take injections of insulin so that they can regulate their blood sugar. The sugar in their blood does not rise, because rising of sugar in the blood is very dangerous for our body. So that is why they take insulin from an external source, from an injection. So insulin is released in your body when the sugar in your body is increased. Now when the sugar increases in your body, that means the food is having a very high glycemic index. Like white sugar has the highest glycemic index. Chocolate candy has a high glycemic index. Jaggery has a lesser glycemic index. White rice has a high glycemic index. Brown rice has a low glycemic index. Maida has a high glycemic index. Okay, biscuits and all. Now roti has a low glycemic index. Now fruit juice will have a high glycemic index. People often, dietitians will guide you to not have juices because juice will remove the fiber from the fruit. So always have juice with the pulp, or have a fruit. So fruit is going to have a low glycemic index. Always consume foods which are low in glycemic index so that they are absorbed slowly in your body. If they are absorbed slowly, they will not go into your fat reserves. Now have regular meals, have meals every 4 hours, and make sure you are having small meals. Don't stuff yourself a lot. If you are having lunch and then you feel that you are already full, don't have that remaining lunch. Keep it after and have it after 1 or 2 hours. And have regular meals, because metabolism is like a fire inside your stomach. It is constantly burning. For a fire to keep it burning every time, you will not dump it with a lot of logs of wood. No, it will just go away. You will not wait for a long time to put something, then also it will go away. You have to constantly put something in that fire so that it is constantly burning. Now this metabolism is helping you two ways. First is digesting your food. Second is it's also helping you to burn your fat which is already there in your body. So in order to burn the fat in your body, make sure that you are also exercising every day and you are paying attention to what you are eating, when you are eating, how many meals you are having, and what is the portion size of the meals. And try to have foods with low glycemic index. Have less of a sweet food during the night. Don't have sweet food when you are going to sleep, because there are no chances that how will you burn off this food. You are not going to exercise when you are sleeping. You are not going to run or walk when you are sleeping, so this will go and transfer in your fat reserve. So better to have, if you want have food cravings which of sweet food, try to have it once or twice in a week in very moderate quantity in the early hours of the morning, so that you, yeah, wash it off. What about detoxification? Okay. Now, detoxification can be done for 1, 2, or 3 days maximum. Why? Because when you detoxify your body, you are also not allowing a lot of nutrients in your body. You will not eat proteins, you will not eat carbohydrates, you will not eat fats. What you will have, it will be juices, it will be vegetable juices, it will be salads, it will be fruits. Okay. Now, these contain only vitamins and minerals. Your body is not going to survive only on vitamins and minerals, it needs the essential nutrients. So after 2 to 3 days, you have to again bounce back to your current diet plan of balanced meal. You can do it for 1 or 2 days. See, just see, whenever you fast also, after ending a fast, you don't have pizza immediately after the fast. You try to end your fast with a very light meal, which is maybe a fruit juice or fruit, because your metabolism has lowered down. Your body is not able to digest the food. So that is why don't lower down your metabolism so much that it has difficulty in digesting your food and it has difficulty in burning the fat. Neelam, what was your question? Neelam, there was one more question from your side. Very quickly, questions other people also, then we can end. Because this is a very huge topic, very difficult to end it in a single webinar. But we can have. Okay, diet plan for cancer patients. Okay, Dr. Neelam, I have a particular diet plan on my PC. Okay, which I can share it to you in 1 to 2 days. Okay, because it is on the email. Uh, it is specifically for cancer patients because there are certain things they need to avoid, certain things they need to include for their better immunity. I will be sharing that diet plan with you. There was one more question from you, Neelam. I just missed that question. Any questions, Tanvi? I want you to ask at least one question. Swati, Dhanya, and Swandarya. Any questions about diet, nutrition, what to eat, what not to eat, when to eat, how to eat? Anything? Yes, I will do that, Neelam. Just give me 1 or 2 days. There are some things I'm occupied with. Reduce our belly fats. Okay. Neelam, I want to point out here. There are certain things which is called as our fat tissue. Okay, tissue, fat reserves tissue. Now, what happens is that, okay, there is one specific thing which means as a fat tissue in our body. Now what happens is that whenever we have reserves of a fat, or we have lot of sugar which is converted into fat and it gets stored. Okay, now our entire body should be actually moving all the time. We should be walking, we should be running, we should be doing certain exercises. Why there are certain people, they put on weight on only their stomach when they are sitting in a desk job? They say pura din baithne ka kaam hai, isliye we have put on a stomach. Why? There is a scientific reason that whenever a certain part of your body, it can be your arms, it can be your legs, it can be your chest, it can be your abdomen, it can be your hips, it can be your thighs, is used less, okay, the capacity is used lesser, you are not using it. If you are not walking or you are just sitting down, that particular muscle, there are certain muscles, okay, one is you have biceps is the muscles in your arms. Then you have muscles in your chest which are called pectorals, okay. Then there are muscles in your arms which are called triceps. Then there are muscles in your stomach which are called abdomen muscles, okay, which we call abs. Then there are muscles in your buttocks which are called yes, glutes, okay. Then there are muscles in your thighs which are called hamstrings, okay. So there are so many muscles which you need to use on a regular basis. That is why people say that you need to do strength training. When you don't use a particular muscle for a certain period of time regularly, your body starts generating fat tissue in that particular place, fat tissue, okay. That is the regular mechanism. It could be compared with the fight and flight mechanism of your mind, okay. When the fat tissue increases in that particular place, knowingly unknowingly, whatever you will eat, it will add on to your stomach fat. Why? Because there are more active tissues, okay, there, okay, which are able to collect fat. Now in order to target these fat tissues, it is not possible to doing a particular exercises and it will go away. You have to use a certain workout which is called hit workout. What is hit workout? Anyone knows what is hit workout? Tanvi, Swati, Saundarya, Dhanya. Tanvi, please, on your video, Swati, Dhanya and Saundarya, because I'm just seeing boxes, nothing else. What is hit workout? Okay, hit workout. Yes, very nice, Tanvi. Hit workout is called high intensity interval training. Okay, the name is actually suggesting high intensity. First of all, it is not. What is high intensity? If you are walking in a park very slowly and talking on your phone, and taking very slow steps, it's not high intensity. It is called, yes. Okay, I'll take your question, Dhanya. Okay, okay. Now high intensity means it is something which is actually making you sweat. It is actually making your heart race. Your heartbeats are faster, okay. That is called an high intensity activity. Suppose you are running, you are jogging, or you are cycling, or you are running up and down the stairs, okay. This is called high intensity, okay. Now interval, you have to take a interval, you have to take a break. You do an high activity, you take a break. You do an high activity, you take a break. You do an high activity, then again take a. This is called high intensity interval training. Suppose what do you do? If you are using a cycle, okay, pedal very fast for 1 minute, and then take rest for 20 seconds. Again pedal very fast for 1 minute, then again rest for 20 seconds. Similarly, if you are jogging or running, again run continuously, have a sprint for 1 minute, take rest for 20 seconds. If you're doing jumping jacks, do jumping jacks for 1 minute, then take rest for 20 seconds, then repeat. If you are doing skipping, then do 50 or 100 skipping, then rest for 20 seconds, then again repeat. This is called high intensity interval training. When you do this, your heart rate is very high, and there is a particular thing which takes place. It's called fat oxidation. Fat oxidation. Thank you so much, Neelam. So fat oxidation means your body has lack of oxygen because your heart rate is very high. Your heart is unable to pump that oxygen to all your organs, okay. There is a particular process in your body which uses the fat to oxidate, to create oxygen, okay. Now this is called fat oxidation. Now your body will utilize your body fat to make oxygen, and then your body fat in that process, it will melt down, or it will go away, or it will lower down. This is called high intensity interval training, and this is how you can lose weight. If you have stubborn fat in particular areas, you can only use stubborn fat in particular areas by doing a lot of movements. Now if you have problems in your knee joints and you cannot run, so you have to use a certain other activity. Maybe you can use boxing, or you can use two dumbbells and you can just punch with those dumbbells. You can use any activity which is of your upper body, okay? Or you can use a battle rope. You get a battle rope where you can just swing the rope for a certain time. So you have to make tweaks, that is your upper body or lower body more stronger, which will help you lose more weight. But if you engage your lower body, you will lose more weight because there are more muscles in your lower body. I missed one question very quickly. There was one question I just missed. Tanvi gives very nice inputs, but I am unable to see Tanvi. I always like to see great minds. What was the last question I missed? Someone's question I just missed. How many calories? Okay. Someone asked me how many calories. Okay. Now, if you go online, there are so many calorie calculators. Okay. Calorie calculators where you can put down what is your age, what is your height, okay, how much weight you are right now currently, what is your level of activity. Your calories are going to depend on the level of activity which you do every day. Suppose you are actually in a very sedentary job, okay, you are maybe a chartered accountant, you don't have to move anywhere out of your office every day, so your calorie consumption has to be slightly lesser. If you are doing a field work, maybe a marketing job, it will be slightly higher. If you are doing something like a farmer or very highly intensive job, you must have seen farmers and people who are laborers. They have such a big plate of rice and dal, and a big plate, and they do not get fat. They have very low body fat. This is because their level of activity is very high. So your calories are going to depend on level of activity. But I would suggest, rather than counting calories, which becomes very difficult, it is very easy. Whenever you have a particular meal on the plate, try that 70% 60 to 70% of your energy is coming from protein, then 30% is coming from 30 to 35% is coming from carbohydrate, and 5% is coming from fats. If you can see this on your plate, then your calories are already counted. And make sure whenever you feel that you are eating and you are already getting towards fullness, try to stop before that. Don't try to get very full and then stop. Okay, Neelam is asking about water intake. Yes, ideally water intake is has to be according to your body weight. It is also going to be about your lean tissue mass. Again, this is a particular term which you need to calculate by very advanced fat calculators, not the ones which are available at gyms. They are not accurate, okay? So but I would suggest, scientists have come to a conclusion, or maybe a average for everyone, okay, according to seasons, that it has to be something around 6 to 8 glasses. For some people it's 10 glasses of water, or it is going to be anything between 2.5 to 4 liters of water every day. Now this depends on the seasons, okay? In maybe winter season you are consuming less water, in summer season it is more, okay, in rainy season also it is less. Now water consumption should be always 1 hour before your meals and 30 minutes after your meals. Try not to have a lot of water with your meals, because that is going to dilute your digestive juices. There are digestive juices in your body, enzymes which are secreted, okay? So you have to also not dilute those. See, again, it also depends on your age, but if you are doing more of, say, if you're sitting in the AC your entire day, so you are not getting dehydrated or you are not sweating it out, but again, you are going to go for your urination, you are going to lose water that way. You have to make sure that what I use is that whenever you go to the loo or whenever you visit the washroom, come back after 5 to 10 minutes, have 1 glass of water, so that you are actually replenishing yourself what you have lost. But don't have water immediately after you have come from the washroom, because in Ayurveda there is a certain thing that you have to wait for certain 5 to 10 minutes once you have done your washroom. So try to have just complete your water intake when once you come back from your washroom, so that it has that balanced state. Any more questions very quickly? Just five minutes. Swati and Swandarya. Any questions about diet, nutrition, what to eat, what not to eat? Any questions? Any questions, Dr. Neelam? Okay, natural energy drink to fat loss. Very nice. Okay, now see, one natural way one natural way to fat loss is that your metabolism should be high. Metabolism means your the fire which is burning inside you, which is helping you lose your weight, or which is also helping you digest your food. Now, to keep this fire alive, you need to have frequent meals every now and then. You now and then means not after 5 minutes you will start eating meals, but after your between your meals also try to have snacks, which can be healthy snacks, like I told you about pumpkin seeds, or it can be dry foods, flax seeds, chia seeds, which are high in fiber. And fiber is going to help you flush out your toxins also. Now there is a certain energy drink which people use, which helps them lose weight, that I do not recommend and it does not suit me, but it suits a lot of people. That is called caffeine. Okay, what is caffeine? When you have coffee, one spoon of coffee, two spoon of coffee, maybe some people have Red Bull, it has caffeine inside that. Caffeine is a nervous system stimulant. It's a stimulant. It increases your temperature in your body. Also, caffeine is a diuretic. Diuretic means you are going to visit the washroom more often if you have caffeine. Caffeine is going to help you increase your temperature of your body also, which is called thermogenesis. It is also activate the fat burning process. But if you are allergic to caffeine, if you have stomach issues, okay, if you have certain reaction to caffeine, or if you do not get sleep after caffeine, try to limit the amount of caffeine or coffee, or have it very earlier in the day, not in the night time. Some people have black coffee. Yes, caffeine can help you improve your blood pressure. Yes, from low to high, it can help you. Lot of people they have caffeine when they have low blood pressure. But again, it also is a irritant. When suppose you have caffeine, there is also a crash. You will feel very good for a certain time, then you will again feel low. That is why there are certain people when they have coffee, they have repetitively coffee. But if you are not having sensitive nervous system, and you are not getting affected by any having any issues by caffeine, then you can have limited amounts of caffeine every day. Mostly people have caffeine before their workout, because it enhances their productivity, efficiency, and also increases the fat burning potential. So yes, you can have caffeine, which could serve as an energy drink for fat loss for you. Again, yes. See, again, I cannot call it addiction. Some people are having 3, 4, 5 cups of tea every day, and then they don't call themselves addicts. But again, you can have that habit of having it every day, because caffeine is addictive. Again, nicotine is also effective, which is also addictive, which is there in tea. So you have to again limit it. And if you work out after caffeine, then you are actually going to utilize the caffeine, so then it is not going to make you very jittery. So make sure you're also working out every day. Any questions about X? Yes, there can be see, again, that person might be having sensitive nervous system. Some When people have sensitive nervous system, they are highly prone to addictions like alcohol also, drugs also, caffeine also, weed also. Any questions about exercise, Swati, Swandarya, Neelam? Any particular question about exercise, or to eat, what not to eat, what exercise to do? Any particular question? Only 2 to 3 minutes we are ending. Only 2 to 3 minutes we are ending. Any particular question about exercise? One is HIIT cardio, that is called high intensity interval training, that is going to help you. Any questions? Last 1 minute. Okay. See, again, Dr. Neelam, okay, with respect to exercises for belly fat. So your body is, again, belly fat means there are more fat tissues there. Your body is not going to listen to you, that you can tell your body that I want to lose belly fat, or I will have a particular diet, or I will exercise that just remove belly fat. No, your body can choose to first remove fat from your face, can first choose to remove fat from your thighs, from your glutes, from your any part of your body, and then come to your belly. It can choose on its own. But what you can do is that if you do HIIT cardio, you are going to tell the body that you are lacking oxygen, and please please get me oxygen. And there is only one source of oxygen, that is called, I told you, that is oxidation of fat, and you have maximum fat maybe in your belly, so your body will use it automatically. But there are certain exercises in yoga, like maybe, which we call Pavan Mukt Asan, okay, which you take your both your legs folded towards your stomach and you press it and hold it for 30 seconds. There are certain other asans when you just fold your head downward, like you do namaz, okay, that kind of asans. There are certain asans, particularly I have a video regarding yoga. If you practice yoga, if you want to start yoga, it has a fundamental basic yoga video of a certain celebrity, I don't remember. Okay, so that is going to help you actually strengthen your abdominal muscles. Okay, what happens there are muscles in your abdomen. One second, huh? There are muscles in your abdomen. It is going to, I'm so sorry. So there are muscles in your abdomen which you need to strengthen in order to lessen the fat tissues. So if you do these exercises, it is going to help you. Also try to do a Kapalbhati pranayam. It is also going to help you reduce slightly your belly fat apart from the diet. So okay, can we end the session? Yes or no? No problem, Swati. Can we end the session? Okay, so thank you, Swati, so much. Thank you, Dr. Neelam. Thank you, Saundarya. Uh, thank you, all of you, for giving a time. Okay, for giving your valuable time to learn about nutrition, diet planning, exercises. Also helping me kind of repolish my skills. Okay. So again, we will meet in another webinar. You can also suggest certain topics to me on WhatsApp. What topics do you want for a webinar? What should be the discussions like? And we will come up with some new ideas. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a very great evening, all of you. Thank you so much, and bye bye.